This video lesson is a summary of the online web-based Marketing 475 marketing strategies for e-commerce course, which is aimed specifically at employees of existing organizations who have two goals. One is to develop a web presence for that organization, and that is very often sponsored by that organization, being part of the class, but also to earn credit toward the marketing degree or a business degree at Murray State University. The course is one that we normally teach on campus, although not in this hybrid form, and it bears 3 hours of credit when we do that. As a student in the course, you will develop a substantial web presence for your organization and master some textbook materials which describe the way the tools that you're working with fit into the organizational strategies of organizations on the web. The graded activities will be a series of 12 quizzes on the chapters that you'll be covering. The chapters are from this book, Maletsky Principles of Internet Marketing. You can see the content and the various chapters that will be covered in this list here, which you can access directly from the syllabus page. Note that the content of the book follows very closely the projects that we're going to be developing, and it describes the way in which a variety of web-based technologies can be used to create an integrated web presence for an organization. So as you go through the text and take the quizzes over each of the chapters, you're developing your knowledge of those technologies and how they fit into the overall process of internet marketing. And at the same time, you are also developing a substantial web presence for your organization by integrating a lot of the tools that are discussed in that textbook. Now, all the ones we're using are free of charge, so these are resources that you can take with you after the course is over, and that you can use in other contexts to apply those skills to managing web presence of an organization in the future and wherever you happen to be. So let's take a look at the schedule and see how we're going to proceed. You'll see that we have some introductory videos here that go into more detail than I will now, but essentially the course is divided into two halves which are integrated with each other. On the left-hand side, you see the readings from the various chapters in the textbook, and on the right-hand side, you see the applied web presence projects that you will perform to create a web presence for your organization. They are roughly matched in that the text content and the project activities are related to each other as you move down through the course of the semester. Note that there are no dates on the left-hand side, just weeks. You should move through these activities in the order they're listed here, but the pace is up to you. You can move as fastly or sedately as you want to through the material, taking as much time as you need to master the particular skills and understand how they fit in. So this is entirely a self-paced approach to this material. So let's look at the text readings and see how that goes first. Note that we have a little bit of change in order of the way we cover material, but for example, let's use chapter 1, overview of the web, as an example. For this chapter, you read the text material, you review the true, false, and multiple choice questions at the end of it, and then you review these questions which identify some of the major content within that chapter and how they apply to the process of web development and internet marketing. And when you're ready, you take a quiz, and that quiz is composed of true, false, and multiple choice questions like the ones you reviewed, and one of these questions that you will answer as an essay question within the quiz exam. That is repeated 12 times through the course of the semester. Each quiz is graded and weighted, but you drop the lowest 2, so there are only 10 of these that actually count towards your grade. And this is the process by which you pick up the basic understanding of the way in which all the tools fit into the overall structure of internet marketing. On the right-hand side then of the schedule are the activities in which you apply those tools. Let's take a look at those. There are essentially 3 separate projects. The first one is one in which you develop a web page on Google Sites and integrate a lot of social media content into that. It is worth a total of 70 points. And you begin by establishing accounts with some of the major social media sites and also a major Google account. You then describe, for me and for your own purposes, the organization that you work for and what you want to accomplish with a web presence and how some of the various activities that were going to be involved fit into that. We then begin the process of developing that material, and you begin with Google Sites and building a basic website and adding Google Analytics and Webmaster tools to it. And as you go through this project, there are a variety of social media modules that are related to what we're talking about in the text at that time that integrate that kind of content into what you're doing. So Facebook and Twitter profiles, Picasa for image management and creating web albums and geotagging pictures within that album so they can be displayed spatially. Creating YouTube videos, a profile and a channel, and creating collections of videos that are relevant for your organizations. Creating maps that can be developed integrated into websites and communicate spatial information about the organization, but also serve to integrate some of the multimedia content that you've already developed. The Google Places listing for your organization. In this module, you develop that and manage that listing to improve the way you show up on search engines in both Google's and Google Map searches. And then finally create a blog for the organization to communicate with subscribers to its opinions. These then are built back into the Google Sites website so that not only do they exist separately on the web, but their content is integrated into that basic site. And that's the first project, 70 points. In the second project, you expand on that base and build some interactivity and some functional e-commerce functionality into the site. So again, you file a report on what you're doing, but you expand your site to include a Google Calendar, an electronic catalog, web resources page, and privacy policy. So with the electronic catalog, you're using Google Checkout essentially to add sales potential to the site, and then interactive survey that allows you to do online survey research with your users. Those then are presented as the final pieces of the site that you have now pulled together a wide range of internet technologies, and you are using Google Analytics to keep track of those. And then in the final portion of that project, you do a promotional and diagnostic tools site in which you use Google AdSense to host advertising on the site and actually potentially be a source of money, Google AdWords to promote the site through online advertising, and Google Analytics to find out how people are using the site, where they're coming from, and what kind of information the Google Analytics system is giving you to help you improve the site. So that's then the course of the semester. That's a description of both the text material and the project material that we'll be using. And you'll get more detail from some of the other videos as we go along, but that should give you some idea of what the basic purpose, procedures, and learning tasks in the course are. And that concludes this overview.